What's up, guys? Nate and Sutton back with another video.
2 weeks in a row. We did it!
Wow, that's like a record for us for sure. Today, doing some Q&A, right?
Yeah, if you guys noticed, we did not ask you on Instagram for questions because back in May, we said we were going to do one, but we never did it. But I have all the questions, so we're already set and ready to go.
Alrighty, so let's get started, shall we?
Any tips for planning a Christ-centered wedding? We know a lot about weddings. If you guys know, we film weddings. We've been to like over hundreds of weddings.
Yeah, I think I've been to probably 300, 400 weddings. We own a wedding videography company, Wedflix. Check us out.
One tip that I have is some kind of unity, like whatever your unity ceremony is that people do during their ceremony, make that Christ-centered. Like we did a feet washing thing with Christian music playing. We incorporated Christian music like all throughout our wedding. All the, kind of big songs, people walking down the aisle, him walking down, me walking down, bridal party walking down. They were all like Christian songs.
Yeah, actually something that I saw recently that I've never seen before, and I've never seen this at a wedding, but I saw it on online, was for their exit, instead of doing like, actually what they did was they did like a prayer exit where all the guests of the wedding would pray over it, like a prayer tunnel. The couple's walking through the tunnel. Everyone's holding out their hands, praying for them. I thought that was pretty cool.
What a cool idea.
Out loud. They were like praying out loud.
And also praying over the audience, praying over you during the ceremony is sweet. Mm-hmm. And I've seen like a time of worship where they pause the ceremony, play a worship song, everyone stands up, and it's kind of like you're in church and you sing a worship song. I think that's cool. So there's a lot of ways to do it. How do you get over someone not telling you the truth about their past? Ooh. That's hard.
Like in a relationship, you think they're talking about?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that would be a tough one for me.
Me too.
I think if it was like a one-off thing and they were very regretful and they were apologetic and they just like felt so bad about it and were genuine, I could get over it. But if it was like a repeated lie or like something that they keep lying about or they've done it multiple times, then that'd be time to cut the cord.
Thoughts on online dating. So me and him actually kind of met online. Mm-hmm. If you guys know our story, semi through Tinder through my sister. But I think online dating is such a great tool these days. But I will say, I think spending a lot of time talking to someone online before you meet them is a no. Do not waste your time. It's like if you want to initially start a conversation online, that's great. It can, really open up your dating pool. But as soon as you can, you meet that person.
As soon as you can. And like I said, I interview a lot of newlywed couples, and I would say the majority of them meet online. So I would have to give it a go.
Is chemistry, attraction important? Dating a great Christian guy, but no chemistry.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's important.
I think it's important too.
An essential part of a relationship.
Yeah, and a lot of times I feel like the personality can create that chemistry. I don't think you should just look at someone and be like, oh, I'm not attracted to them, I'm not even going to give them the time of day. Because I feel like, at least as a girl, a lot of times someone's personality can really make them attractive. And maybe initially they're not. But how funny they are, how sweet they are, how polite, that could just make them a total standout.
What would you say is the most valuable lesson you've learned from having a presence online? I think mine would be just the awareness that comes along with caring what people think about you. Like, am I making videos to get followers? Am I making videos for people to agree with me? Am I making videos to make people angry? And really just leaning into doing what God has called me to do for the sake of that and that alone, and not for people's response.
Yeah, I guess mine would probably be that no matter what you do, no matter what you're saying, you're going to get people hating on you and people liking what you say, and just to not let that hold so much weight for you, because, if your conscience is clear that you're doing what God wants you to do, then there's nothing to be like scared about.
A bit personal, but do you schedule intimate time, kids and all? Yeah, we usually, lately, it's been so crazy that we will typically just do it in front of the kids.
I knew you were going to say something so stupid. The confidence you had going into that, I knew it was going to be something dumb. No, we don't schedule time. We are more just go with the flow.
Yeah, I kind of like intimacy a lot of the time. I mean, not. I do like intimacy. I kind of like spontaneity was the word I was going for. I have found spontaneity and intimacy kind of go hand in hand for me. But we're not too spontaneous, really. But, you know, we usually gauge the vibes. We'll be like, are the vibes on tonight? And then we go from there.
I do think schedules work for a lot of people, and it's a good thing. But just for us, I don't know, it feels a little too, like, structured or, like, I don't know, like forced, like you have to, an obligation, whereas, and it's kind of losing the fun for me.
It kind of goes hand in hand now that I think about it with trips. Like, I have found that I really love spontaneous trips, like vacations, because you never really know where you're going to feel like going. Like, you could plan a trip and I understand that planning can be beneficial as well, and that works for some people, but I have found, like, just one day we're like, hey, you want to go to the beach tomorrow, or you want to go to the mountains this weekend?
It's much more exciting.
It is much more exciting, and it's just like, yeah, let's do it. Do you follow Dave Ramsey's financial advice? Yes, actually. I wouldn't say we follow it to a T, like the budgeting and all of that, but I used to kind of think of him as like, I don't know, maybe I used to look down on his advice a little bit. But this past year or so, I've been all about it. Like the power of like getting out of debt and not having payments and all of that. I kind of used to pride myself in being able to leverage debt and make money, using money and stuff like that. And I think on a mathematical equation that works well. But he really opened my eyes to the spiritual implications of debt and how that impacts your body, your heart, your mind, your soul. Good stuff. How do you handle kids and screen time? You should enjoy this question.
I'm so passionate about this topic, and I've also like wanted to speak on it, but it's like I was talking about before about having this fear of stepping on toes because I know so many people do it and rely on it and feel like they need it, but I'm like so against it. I should be able to say that, right?
Yeah, you're not even going too intense right now. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like really against screen time. Our kids don't look at our phones. They don't have iPads. They don't even know what an iPad is. They don't know how to work our phones. And they watch TV for about 15 to 20 minutes at nighttime before they go to bed. It's just like they're relaxing, kind of winding down for the day. And that's about it. We don't turn the TV on all day. We don't turn it on while they're eating. We really try to avoid it and keep it to a bare minimum.
Yeah, this is really a great topic. I too am very passionate about this topic, and I sometimes get angry when I think about the effect screens have on my life, you know, because I feel almost out of control. Like I think compared to the most people, I have my screen time under control very well, but I just hold a really high standard for myself, and I just am made aware that these things right here, these are devices made to make you addicted to them. I mean, you're dealing with algorithms and robots and people that are way smarter than you, and we don't even know the effects this has on us long term. Like, this is an experiment, so why just give that drug to your kid?
That experiment. Why do you want your kid to be an experiment for the world?
Yeah, and I'm not saying that they can't, our kids won't ever have access to phones and what, but like to delay it as much as we possibly can is a fight worth fighting, I believe. And I'm really grateful that I feel like our kids are not, they don't really care that much about it. Especially Jamin, we can't even get him to watch TV.
I know. We wish he would relax at night for just like the 15 minutes, but he won't watch it.
I know.
I feel like I could go on and on about that. When people bring iPads into a
Come
restaurant,
on!
It makes me so mad, guys. I'm just like, this is quality time with your kids. And yes, it can be hard to take them to a restaurant. I know, I have 3 of them. It is freaking hard. It's not easy to take them. But you let them color. You engage them in conversation. You include them. I just hate it. I hate giving them an iPad and be like, keep busy and let me have my conversation. Let me enjoy this time. And you just get out of my hair. That's how I view it. And maybe that's not even what's happening.
Yeah, and I think there's certain times that it can be used as a tool, say you're on an airplane or something, and they're screaming, and there's no escape besides giving them the phone. I could maybe see that, or some family situations here and there. But on a regular basis, come on, guys, what are you doing?
Also, if your kid has like problems, like he's autistic or something, my best friend has an autistic kid and he uses an iPad to communicate. That's great. Like if you're using it for a tool that can help them like communicate with you and stuff and help them learn, then I think that could be one thing. But when they're just like playing mindless games and watching YouTube and you don't even know what ads are coming up for them and stuff, it's just like, don't do it to them.
Yeah, it's bad stuff. Did Nate ever tell you it's not your money because you're not working?
No, he's never said that. He actually leans on the other side where he doesn't say anything to me. Even if I like buy something, you're never like, how much was that? You just don't care.
Well, you've earned your trust, I think.
I think we're both just not that big of spenders naturally. So we both just trust each other with money and it's really not that much of a problem for us, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found a solution to stop kids from whining? Yes, we have, and we call it whine out. And it's basically if your kid is whining and they're not stopping and it's not really about anything, you know, sometimes they'll do that. There's really no point to it. We just separate them from the room so that the rest of us can talk and enjoy our time together. And we just say, you can stand in here and you can whine, and as soon as you're done, we'd love to have you come out and hang out with us. And we shut them in the room, and then the second they stop, we're like, okay, come out. Like, you can hear them. So then they come out and they're fine. It's literally like they just have to get it out and then they're done.
Yeah, and one of the things that I have found, one of the biggest lessons I've learned as a parent, and it's not easy, but I've gotten better at it, is you don't have to get that upset about getting your kids in trouble. Like really, I think it might be received better if you're just like, okay, you're leaving the room, you know, like you don't have to be like, Oakland, stop screaming right now, you know.
I don't think you've ever done that.
No, but I have gotten really mad, and I'm like, so I think it's just kind of more effective. It's like, Oakland, you want to keep crying? You want to keep acting like that? Okay, we're gonna remove you from this room. Or you're not gonna get the privilege of watching your 30 minutes of TV tonight. You know, like these things are earned. Like we have certain things that we give them that are, in my opinion, just kind of like earned rewards, and if they don't earn them throughout the day, then like if they're really bad today, it's like, okay, y'all don't get to watch TV tonight. And I'm sure someone out there is going to twist that in such a way that makes us sound horrible, but that's okay.
We're just doing our best.
We're doing our thing, you know?
But whine out has been great. They go in there, they get it out, and then they come out and they're fine. But yeah, I think what he was saying of keeping your emotions level, like whenever your kid is having a tantrum or whining really hard, I just think it's really important that you as the parent, you stay level. Like you don't do this because they're doing it to get a reaction out of you, and they're doing it to pull that energy.
That's where I was going with it.
They want to pull that energy out of you, but don't give it to them. Just stay consistent and even.
We're great parents. I don't care what people say.
Saving myself for marriage for him, but no ring after 2 years of dating. He's not ready still. So I guess the question would be, should she leave him or should she stay? I think that kind of depends on your age, really.
Yeah.
I don't know how old you are, but I mean, if you're like 25 and up and this is happening to you, I would not waste my time if it was me in these shoes. But if you're young, like if you're 20, 21 and you've dated for 2 years and he's not ready, I think that's kind of understandable. What do you think about girls making the first move? Do it, girls. It's a girl's world these days, isn't it, Barbie?
I wouldn't recommend it unless it's essential. Maybe it works for some people.
I think it's fine.
Because I don't. Go ahead.
You gotta shoot your shot. Like if you see a guy and they're not, maybe they haven't seen you, or maybe they don't think you'd be into them or something, but you are, and they're too shy or something. I don't think there's any problem with just shooting your shot.
Yeah, I think maybe the default should be like giving the guy a chance, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have done this when I was dating. I'm just trying to tell you guys.
Like giving the guy a shot, and then if he just is not going for it, then yeah, you know, go for it.
How to fight with my husband better. I feel out of control sometimes. We've been really working on ourselves in the how we argue realm, and I feel like we've come a really long way from when we first got married. It's definitely a learning process. Learning how each other fight, learning how to best apologize to each other. But if you feel out of control, I'd say the best thing you can do is separate, calm down, pray about it. a lot of times I feel like you should even pray about something before you bring it to the person, because God could fix that within you, and then you don't even have to bring it to the other person.
I tell you, I feel even hesitant saying this because it kind of sounds like not biblical, and I don't know if it is. Like, there's that scripture that says, "Never let the sun go down on your anger," and I haven't looked into that verse enough to know, like, does that literally mean, like, do not go to bed angry? I don't. It kind of sounds like it, so maybe it does. I just don't know. But the reason I'm even bringing this up is because I have found that if me and Sutton get into an argument late at night, it just doesn't ever go well. Like,
you'd be amazed what a little sleep can do.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like we are like ticked off, mad, and there's been times that both of us have definitely gotten crazy at night. And you wake up the next morning and it's like, ooh, that really wasn't that big of a deal. And then
we've literally woken up and I was like, so do you want to talk about what we were talking about last night? And he's like, well, what was it? I don't even remember.
Yeah, but at the nighttime, man, it sounds horrible. So anyway, sometimes, I mean, for us, arguing late at night, we're just like, let's just continue this tomorrow.
Yeah, to each their own, I guess.
Right, well, that was our Q&A, guys. Hit us hard.
It's hard.
Have no mercy on Nate and Sutton. Get those TikToks.
The comments are back on, so here we go.
Yeah, come on, TikToks. Bring them out. I want to see good ones.
I don't.
All right, guys. That was Nate and Sutton sowing seeds of truth, love, and inspiration, one view at a time.
And that was our Q&A.